Welcome back to the Yard Stop Garden Center podcast. I'm Emily, and today we're going to be talking about native trees. Our guest speaker today is Joe. Joe is one of our tree experts here at the Yard Stop, and he's going to be answering all of our questions on this topic. Welcome to the podcast, Joe.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
I'm happy to be here.
Can I start off by asking you, what makes a tree native?
Usually it comes down to like maybe hundreds of years or thousands of years of this tree being in the state of Florida, if it's a native to Florida, and it's adapted to the habitat. It's adapted to the soil content, to the weather, the climate, and not only the weather in Florida, but as hurricanes or whatever we get come in, it's adapted to that. It's adapted to the soil that it's in, and so that's basically what makes it a native tree.
So a tree adapting to its climate makes it native.
Well,
pretty much.
Pretty
Okay.
much. It's there, and there's a history of it being here, and so that's what it makes a native tree. Now there are some trees that are native to Florida that could also be native to like Texas or South Carolina because their climate can be similar to where they are. So yeah.
Wow.
That's why.
Okay. I know we have a lot of native trees here at the Yard Stop, but I wanted to ask about the palm trees. And then we can also touch on the other varieties of trees a little bit as well.
All right.
But according to research, only 12 palm trees are native to Florida.
Yeah, the research that I've looked at on a couple of different sites have said 12. And so basically what we have are like Everglades palms is one of them. And obviously they would be in a swampier area down in the Everglades. And then we have the needle palm and the cabbage palm. Now the cabbage palm is also the sable palm, same tree.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, some people come in to the Yard Stop and they'll ask for a sable. Some people come in and they'll say, "Do you have any cabbage palms?"
But there's no difference.
There's no difference. It's the same thing. And noted that the sable palm is the state tree of Florida. And so in 1953, Congress designated the sable palm as the state palm or the state tree of Florida. And then it replaced the coconut palm in 1970 on the seal that you see. So
Wow.
yeah.
And palm trees technically are not trees, right?
No.
That's a really interesting
It is. It's
thought.
kind of weird to think that you have grass growing in your yard that could be 100 feet tall,
So
and it's kind of an
okay.
herbaceous thing. It's a monocot. It's classified as a monocot tree or a monocot species, and it's more fibrous, and so it's more. It comes from more herbs and more grasses. Because as you look at it, and also another differing thing between a tree, which is a diacot tree, and a palm tree is that obviously trees grow branches. Okay, if you notice palm trees, they don't have branches.
They have palms.
They have palms up on the top side,
Which
but they
are
don't
technically
have.
leaves?
Yeah, basically
They're not
they
a
are.
branch.
No, they're not branches. They're palm fronds or palm leaves, and they're
Okay.
and they're fibrous. Now there are some trees, some palm trees that you would think that that may be like more of a woody type, and there are some that actually make tiki huts out of. Is what they do. But for the most part, they're considered grasses and herbs, not actual trees. And another reason is because a tree, a woody, an actual tree will grow in diameter, rings every year. Okay. A palm tree will not. So it won't get any larger in diameter. It'll
Right.
just continue to go straight up.
Wow.
So there's a little bit of a difference there.
How many of the 12 native trees that are native to Florida do we sell here at the Yard Stop?
Well, we have the sable palm or the cabbage palm. That's one of them. We also have the saw palmetto, which is the green palmetto, the green saw palmetto, and the silver saw palmetto. Now those won't get very big. They'll get a little smaller in size, and most of the time those palmettos, the root system and the trunk is actually ground level or below. So it's more of a 5 or 6, maybe 7, 8 foot type. So we have those. We have a thatch palm also that we feature right out here on the road. So we have those as well. Not too many others as far as the native palms that we actually carry, although they're quite available throughout the state.
How long can palm trees live for?
Oh, hundreds of years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's and actually there's a tree, and forgive me for not remembering what the name of it is. That's actually recorded at 500 years old. So they do.
Still
they
living
can
right
still
now?
living. Yeah, and they can live many years.
Do you know what state?
So no. Well, California has the sequoias
Okay.
and things like that. Now palm trees. I know we jumped to the sequoia tree, but because they're there for many years. But palm trees can easily last, 100 years, and some again recorded at 500 years.
Right. What are some of your more rare, exotic, if you will, palm trees that are probably more expensive in value, like more expensive in price?
Well, I would say the first one would be the Sylvesters that we have, and we have two types of Sylvesters. We have the Phoenix, and then we have the Robusto. And so, depending on what you want, the Phoenix is a little bit of a smaller type palm, and the Robusto is a little bit larger in the root ball and the kind of the thickness of it. But they're a little bit on the rare side, not rare as you can't find them, but rare because they're the cultivation of them, and also, quite frankly, the popularity, So, but that's one of them. The other ones we just received some Queen Coco Cross palms,
That sounds fancy.
and they're very nice. And although that is not a native to Florida, it's a very nice tree, very aesthetic looking, and so that's another one that's all of a sudden become very popular. A hurricane palm is also one that we got in, and we've had a real good reception with that, and people are really liking those as well. So.
What is our most commonly sold native palm tree here at the Yard Stop?
Well, as far as the native palm trees go, it would be the sable palm, and then we do sell saw palmettos. Again, those are the smaller ones that are on the
Right.
left hand side there of the palm field, but we do sell quite a few of those. Thatch palm is another one that people look at and they sometimes desire, but that's one of them also. And a key thatch palm is another palmetto that we don't carry right now. But it's another variety of thatch palm, and
Yeah.
that's more towards the Keys, where they were cultivated, grown, and things like that.
What pest are palm trees prone to?
Well, you've got lethal bronzing, which is one.
What is lethal bronzing?
It's a disease it's actually spread by a little bug, basically, and it looks like a leaf. It looks like a leaf or something like that. It's got a little white tift on it, if you will, and it sucks the sap out of the trees, and it continues to go, from tree to tree, and it's more common in Sylvesters,
Right.
lethal bronzing, and
How long does it take?
unfortunately,
Okay, sorry.
I was going to say, unfortunately, once your tree has the lethal bronzing, you're pretty much, unfortunately, out of luck, because it will kill it, and it will kill it quick. In like 3 to 7 months, it could be gone.
Wow.
And also, it's if you will, using this contagious, it will spread. So once you have it, you pretty much there's no cure for it. No known cure for it.
Oh, wow.
But you can give your trees injections of a certain formula, if you will. I honestly don't know exactly what that would be, but there is an injection that you can do that helps the tree not to get it.
Right.
To kind of immunize it, if you will.
Right.
Yeah.
For other diseases or pests that palm trees are prone to, what do you suggest for treating those other kinds of
it kind of
diseases?
depends on what it is. If it's like a white fly, or others, there's different things that you can purchase, and we have here that you can purchase. You just need to identify what your tree has, basically, and then you can get the right formula or the right treatment for it.
Right.
And we have quite a good selection of fungicides and things like that for trees as well. So yeah, and we carry a espoma palm treatment, and we also carry fungicides and things like that
Right.
for it as well. Yeah.
Right. Besides palm trees, what other varieties do we sell here at the yard stop?
Other
And-
trees, okay. Well, we sell Sweet Bay Magnolia, which is a native. A new one that we have is a powder puff tree. We also sell the native trees that we have here are the ball cypress. We carry those. We carry a slash pine, oak trees, several different varieties of oak trees. Cypress red maple is very popular, and we do sell that. We also sell the eastern redbud. So.
What's your favorite tree? Or is
Oh
that
my goodness! It's kind of hard to say. Now, and then you're going to have people coming in and
exactly? They're going to be like,
Joe
I want the
said.
favorite because Joe said it's his favorite.
No, I like the redbuds, and I also like the powder puff tree. If you it sounds kind of funny, but yeah, I like that because it's different, and the powder puff tree is actually an attractor for pollinator.
Okay.
We opened one up just for the display because people wanted to see them. We haven't had them in quite a long time, and we got 4 of them in or so, and they've got a great reception. We've sold a few, but immediately after we opened it, within 5 or 10 minutes, I was looking at it, and there was hummingbirds all throughout. They were really cool.
That's
so
really
yeah,
cool.
so powder puffs are
I
neat.
want one of those now.
Yeah. So weeping bottlebrush is a pollinator, and it does real well. And I kind of like those because they're kind of a year-round bloom,
Yeah.
and so they're aesthetically they're very nice. So yeah.
I want to go get one now.
Florida maple, red maple is I think I said already, and then the eastern redbud. Now some of these trees are deciduous, meaning that they're going to lose their leaves, but then all of a sudden it's kind of fun to watch because I was doing this actually this spring coming in, and the tree remains dormant, and then all of a sudden within like a day or two, bang, the whole thing is like exploded, and it's really cool to watch.
Like it's more of
Nature.
an instant process.
It
than
is. It is.
like
It does.
gradual.
Some of them
Yeah.
you can see a little bit of growth, and then all of a sudden, just bam,
Yeah.
the whole thing is there. So yeah,
Do some trees act? You know how some plants, like marigolds, they act as almost like a bug repellent.
Mm-hmm.
Are trees like that?
I don't know of any trees that actually repel bugs and things like that, but there are a lot of trees that people will purchase because they do well if they have like undergrowth and things like that. If you plant plants and things around them or under them,
Yep.
and they act as kind of a protectant
Yeah.
type thing. So.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know of any that actually repel things. Like
Yeah.
like lemongrass repels mosquitoes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too familiar with what trees would
Yeah.
actually repel.
That's okay. I mean, at least we know that the Power Puff tree attracts hummingbirds
Yeah,
and
that-
bumblebees.
yeah, and,
Everyone's going to go buy one now.
Yeah, well, they were. It's funny because you keep watching, and that's one of the things that I actually ask when we're taking people through and talking about trees. Are you okay with bees? Are you allergic to bees? Or are you? Because some folks are.
Right.
And
yeah,
so.
that's true.
So, and some folks will say, no, this is what we want. We want the pollinators, we want the hummingbirds, we want the butterflies, we want the bees and things like that. And then some folks say, well, thank you for telling me because I'm highly allergic to a bee sting.
Right.
Or
That is a
something
concern.
like that. So,
Yeah.
so that's what we do ask. Another thing that we ask is irrigation. If we're getting into that type thing, because you have to have proper irrigation. A lot of folks will think, well, after the tree is established, does it still need water? It obviously things that that grow need water from time to time. So it would be better if they're irrigated. If not, then make sure that they get some kind of water sometime.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about the irrigation
Mm-hmm.
for palm trees and other varieties of trees. What's the irrigation process look
Yeah,
like?
we usually ask 2 to 3 weeks after we put a palm tree in the ground. And you don't have to just kind of stand there with it. You can let your water hose, if you have it, just trickle in for probably 20, 30 minutes a day for about 2 to 3 weeks. And that lets the tree kind of get established. And, trees can be shocked. When you pull them out of the ground, and I'm not saying that we do it roughly or anything, we pull them out, but they still, it's all of a sudden like it's a new climate, a new habitat. So the trees that we have, and so putting them in the ground, making sure that they're properly planted,
Right.
and then watering them kind of calms them down, lets the roots get established, and then they go from there. And normally after that, if the ideal situation would be a bubbler or some kind of irrigation that even goes off just a couple of times a week, like your normal irrigation would.
Right.
Yep.
And what about fertilizer for palms?
We have a yard stop fertilizer that we use on everything in here, and it's Harold's makes it for us, and I would recommend that. It's time release. It's a granule, and after you see the last of the granules, which are green, go away, then it's time to refertilize. That's usually 2 to 3 months, something like that, and it works out real well. If you want to get very specific, then we do have a palm fertilizer that's specifically made for that. And depending on what your needs are, you can use that as well if you want something that's specific to palm trees, and not just a generic everyday type thing.
Can palm trees grow in the shade? Some people actually do plant them in more shaded areas of their houses.
Some can, sure. There's some trees. I would honestly have to kind of look it up to see which ones, but some are shade tolerant. For example, a lady palm. We carry lady palms in our shade house, and they thrive more in the shade than they do in the sun. Actually, the sun, if it's direct sun, can really kind of burn them up, and they don't look real well at all.
That's interesting.
So,
I always assumed that all palm trees were full sun, because that's mostly where I see trees palm trees planted
Sure.
is in the sun.
Sure.
But you can definitely plant them in the shade then.
Yeah.
If you buy one that is more
shade
for
tolerant.
the shade.
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, I think we've covered almost everything I can think of to ask you about trees. Although I'm sure I'm missing something.
Okay. All right.
But I really appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Well, I appreciate you having me. Thank you very much.
Thanks for sharing your tree knowledge with us. Should we close this thing out?
I guess we can.
All right.
Folks, come on out to the yard stop, because we have stuff that'll make you smile, and
And
we
definitely
have trees.
recommend trying the Powder Puff tree. If you
Tree,
like
yes.
hummingbirds and butterflies,
Yeah.
we recommend for
Yeah,
sure.
there you go.
Thanks for
All
joining
right.
our podcast, guys. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Take care.